You are my witnesses of the utterance of Jehovah, even my servant whom I have chosen, in order that you may know and have faith in me, that you may understand that I am the same one. Before me there was no God formed, and after me there continued to be none. This is the foundational verse for Jehovah's Witnesses. In fact, you will read it on their different literature, their magazines. So just go with the obvious right now. The one is speaking, it says here in the text, is the utterance of Jehovah, the Lord, Yahweh, right? What does Yahweh say? Now, this is a verse that's used by Jehovah's Witnesses to declare they are Jehovah's Witnesses, right? So if you're a true Jehovah's Witness, you should know this verse pretty well, don't you think? Well, what does Jehovah say about who is God and who's not? Notice the latter part of the verse. Before me there was no God formed, and after me there continued to be none. None. Before me there was no God formed, and after me there continued to be none. Everything in this verse is really clear, and this is what makes this really important for sharing with a Jehovah's Witness. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness, this is going to rock your world in just a second. The word there for formed, look it up in the Hebrew. It says, before me there was no God formed. Formed is the Hebrew word yashtar. Y-A-S-T-A-R. It has the meaning to be formed, to be made, to be created, to be brought into existence. Alright? Woo! You know where I'm going with this already, don't you? So, this is what it says. Jehovah says there was no God formed, created, made, brought into existence before me. That's what Jehovah says, right? And now a Jehovah's Witness doesn't say, okay, that doesn't bother me at all. But now we got the problem of Jesus. Because Jesus in the Watchtower's theology is a created God. Both capital G and small g. They both acknowledge it. There's different places where they'll say he's called the mighty God, right? He's called God in Isaiah 9:6. He's acknowledged to be called God by Thomas in John 20:28. Reasoning from the Scriptures, their book actually says, we have no problem calling him God. He's just not Jehovah. Well, Jehovah says, there's no God before me, and there's no God after me. Therefore, there's no God, period, ever created. Now, there are false gods. Satan calls himself God, but he wasn't created that way. There are idols, but they're not true gods. There's only one God, right? And Jehovah says this, there's no God before me, made, fashioned, created, brought into existence. There's no God after me, made, fashioned, formed, created, brought into existence. Therefore, the doctrine that Jesus can be a created God, by what the Watchtower teaches in a lot of their publications, is false.